Hi all, welcome to another King's Crasher Banter Blitz on ICC. It's 9 PM UK time. I'd like to just raise the profile of a special event on Sunday as well, if I may. I'll mention this during this as well, that at 3 PM EST on Sunday I will be playing International Master Chess Explained in this match. In a match of several 5-minute games and 3-minute games. Now 3 PM EST is this -5 for the UK time, so we're talking 8 PM UK time, 9 PM Germany time. So hopefully me and Chess Explained will be more lively at that time, slightly earlier than previously mentioned, so hopefully we'll be livelier with our commentary, etc. So okay, let's take the first challenge. This is an unrated 5-0. Okay, for tonight's session, I'm going to pre-move knight c6. Yes, I'm going to pre-move knight c6. So I'm provoking d5, which hasn't been taken up, so we're going to go into Chigorin, which okay, I'm going to fianchetto as well. Now white's fianchettoing here. Okay, so we've well, I think here this piece is unprotected, so I'm going to try and show some weakness on d4 immediately, if that's possible. Let's try and put a knight on e4, and maybe I'm going to play g5 and stuff. Alright, I like this from the point of view of weakening this diagonal a bit, so I'm going to play this with a view of later queen b6. Yeah, I think I'll move the knight. Maybe it's a nice blockade square on e6. Possibly. Right. Okay, now can I take or f4? I wonder what's better, f4? Actually, I think I'll play f4. Try and hem in this bishop. Okay. d5 is less vulnerable with that bishop blocked in. I'm wondering queen b6 check. I could throw that in.
Check.
I hope. And then what? Maybe d5 is slightly vulnerable. If I do this just to hold d5 a bit, the knight can swing back to f7 or h7 if it's kicked. Okay, we've got this pin here. I'm putting pressure, I think, now on c2 with this move. Let's see. Right. There. And if I played d4 here, would that be terrible? I'm wondering d4. Because actually that means maybe at some point bishop takes e5, but the bishops might be a bit loose next to each other here if I took on e5. Okay, I can double the pawns, and is that worth it though? I've unpinned the rook over there. What about bishop takes e5? Take. It's going to get tricky. And bishop f5 is another move. I don't want to get too short on time. I don't like my bishops being loose. After bishop e5. I don't think it's that easy, this position. I'll try and support this. I'm not sure I should mind the double pawns. What's the key thing about this position? Probably this e5 pawn. I think if I can play a move like bishop f5, then maybe I can take on e5 after. So bishop f5, I want to try and play bishop takes e5 in a safe manner. So kind of double fianchetto system. Bishop f5. Do I risk, or do I just risk taking there? Maybe I can. No, I think too much pressure with rook e1, rook e2. I suspect. Alright, I'm going to try. I'm going to try this. I don't know exactly. I don't know exactly. But, I mean, if g4, it's really hemming in that bishop. Alright, let's swing the bishop just back to a safe place, because it's damage done in a way, that bishop, unless it's coming out this diagonal. So I'm probably threatening bishop takes e5 now, I'm hoping. Okay, that also protects the pawn, so that's important. Kind of. If I can play the bishop back and e5, that's a good point. That's a good point. So we're just gonna simplify. Okay, I'm gonna play this to try and get a pin out of this. If I can get a pin out of this, although that's not entirely likely. Is it? I don't think so. I'm probably not getting anything out of this at this rate. I don't think I've got anything out of this objectively. Okay, one thing, at least there's no entry point on d7. I've got clock advantage, that's all I've got. Bishop e6, rook c8. Okay, rook c8. At least I'm hitting the pawn chain now, actually. After that move, pawn chain seems more vulnerable. Rook c8. It looks good, I think, this position. Looks fairly okay. Okay, I don't mind this endgame. I think there was a threat there of rook d7, so I'd rather just have this endgame.
Check.
I'm going to try and activate my king. Put a rook on the 7th. So something like e4 and march the king in around f3, I think. If I can get my king around, it's only like 20 seconds. With that increment, this is such a dangerous position to play with white, because I'm be threatening. I'll be threatening a mating net with f3 immediately, with f3 rook c1. But also, I think the pawn is dangerous. The king's pretty dangerous. I can keep the king restricted here. Okay, I can queen the pawn, I think. Alright, thanks for the game, bishop mate. Wise Barden, hello. I'll repeat knight c6. And let's see, is white tempted with d5? No, we're going to have another. I'm going to have to stop playing knight c6. Mental note to myself. Stop playing knight c6 unless I really enjoy the Chigorin systems. Oh dear. let's accept the double pawn, see what happens. Queen a4 could be a pain. I'm going to stop the doubling of pawn possibility. Okay, I'm pinning that pawn for a moment. Queen b3, queen b6. Can I at least try and keep solid? I think I've seen Nigel Short play this move in the Chigorin, where you can actually put the bishop back here and then play maybe for e5 later. It's quite a fascinating idea, unique, I think, to this system. That actually you can. He beat Kasparov on a televised rapid play game. I still remember it. It was really dramatic commentary on the TV, where Nigel Short was playing black against Kasparov in the Chigorin. I think it was just 30 minutes each. Okay, let's do something about this A file. But there's b4, b5. This pin. Can I get out of the pin safely? Maybe here, so I can play rook d7 or knight b3 to a5. So I've stopped b5 because of that pin, but knight b3 to a5, rook d7. He could sack. He could sack. Can I at least get rid of this dangerous bishop so I can have some more possibilities? I don't like this London system bishop pointing down at me. So I'm going to open up another rook over here. But, okay, there is a possibility he could just take this b7 or c6 to try and get rolling pawns. Okay, I have to do a lockdown over here now. Yeah, bishop g6, bishop g6. I know it's pretty defensive. I'm wondering if he's gonna have the conviction to sacrifice a knight for 2 pawns over here. If he doesn't, I might be able to wriggle this position. I think I'm going to play bishop d8 and try and wriggle out of stuff if I can. Okay, so e5 is a kind of, in a way, a kind of thematic break you would consider generally if the tension has been closed off on the wings. Try to counterattack in the centre here. Now here it could at least blunt the bishop, or I could weaken d4, which is what I usually like doing. Actually, is try and weaken d4 and the dark squares. I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to try and weaken d4, put this bishop on this diagonal, and I'm ready actually to double rooks, and there's a possibility of bishop g3 check. If takes rook e1, there's bishop g3 check as a trap in this position. He's protecting e1 now, so he's avoiding any such issue. I'm wondering, if I play g5, is that too committal? I do wonder. I wonder. Or is bishop f4? It is double pawns on. It's a very interesting position actually. It's double pawns on both sides of the board here. He can just take the rooks off now. There's no bishop g3 because the knight's holding e1. I do wonder if, well, is this going to fizzle? It looks to be on the way to fizzling, but can I, if I undouble the pawns paradoxically, that might actually give me stuff to do. I'm going to try that. I know it's a crazy concept, but sometimes you do get more exploitable weaknesses if you let the opponent dissolve certain ones and part in exchange to try and get more exploitable weaknesses. He's not tempted by that. Okay, I'm wary about closing the position, but now I want to see how I can actually play for an advantage here, just to see. I know he's off with a draw, but I want to see if I can do anything here. I can put a bishop on g1 for starters, put some pressure on d4, which was an original idea earlier, to weaken d4. So bishop g1. Okay, and I could also play maybe for a5 and king a6. So if I get my king on here, I can try and play for a5. I know this is a bit crazy. If I do that, I'm going to lose, aren't I? Because we'll just play b4 after. So that's probably not the cleverest. No, I don't think I'm liking that plan. Let's go just over here. I think there's another plan of sacking the bishop on f5, trying to get 2 pawns. Is that actually technically possible? There's actually another idea of a5 I've just noticed as well. If I play for a5, he plays b4 after. And I get my king to b5 to c4. That's an interesting idea as well. Let's see. I've got a route to go to b5, but king might get mated there. That's the only problem. So I've got 2 possibilities. The king going to b5, or okay, let's threaten this bishop g1 again. I'm going to try and do both plans at the same time. Right, knight f3 to evict. I can simplify here, but I'll put the bishop back on knight f3, or play the check. Which one? I'll play the check.
Check.
Right. Now he's standing by the b5 square. That's funny. He's stopping king b5. That's interesting. Is there any way of wriggling this bishop? He's not going to allow bishop g1, right? Okay. He's not going to allow bishop b1. That's really interesting. Okay, okay, okay. Let's see, let's see. I could be trying very hard to win this. But I'm fascinated he stopped king b5. I'm actually fascinated that king b5 has been stopped as a plan. That's really cute. Okay. Was that really the intention, to stop king b5? I need to test this. Yeah, okay. Now b6 gives a big knight on d4. Hang on. There's bishop f5, g4, h3 as an idea. Where do I need my king for this? No. His bishop's on f5. I'm looking around now. He's really blocked the position. There is a plan which I'm going to try and use, which he stopped. I thought before conception. Check. Bishop a6. Now I'm heading for a loss. Okay, I think I've probably irritated him so much. He's going to be playing for a win at all costs now. Okay. If my last shot is bishop f5, is it? I think I'm going to offer a draw. No, he's created a fortress. He's created a fortress. I don't think it's been a draw by repetition. Okay. All right. Okay, J. Russell 2. Yeah, there's just no way. I create that fortress was unfortunate. Yes, for me. Okay. Oh, and let's have another Chigorin just for fun. No, I gotta stop doing this. I gotta stop doing this opening. Stop doing this opening with black. Okay. Whatever. Okay, I'm gonna finish. So now. Okay, so f5, h6. I'm reminded of Magnus Carlsen's I don't believe in fortresses thing. Okay, we're having a similar pattern to a previous game now. I'm trying to weaken that diagonal. This is not the same person as 2 games ago, right? Just as a sanity check. This is a different person, right? But we've got the same sort of game pattern going on here. With this diagonal, I'm convinced this might be one of the ways to go in this position. Okay. Queen b6, bishop d4, c5. If I take, that might be better. Because these pawns don't look too great. e5, like in the previous game, is a bit vulnerable here, surely. Queen b6, bishop d4. I might be threatening bishop g4. Rook takes is not check. So I can take the queen, lose both rooks. Can I actually do that with tempo here? I'm wondering this position. Even if I lose d5, does it matter if I'm winning the exchange? I mean, it could be a bit controversial. My light squares are a bit weaker. Okay, that's interesting. I think d4. d3 and dc takes. d3 check.
Check.
Bishop f2. That bishop's hanging, and if I played rook f3, bishop b6 takes. It's not necessary. I think I'll just go with cd. But yeah, I'm giving them a pawn there. No, I'm not. Oh, the bishop's hanging. All right. Okay. d2. Bishop e5. Wandering bishop e5, rook f2, queen f2, bishop d4, king f2. The check, king g1, bishop d4 is probably mating. So there's a simple plan here. Bishop e5, rook f2, I think. Okay. I thought it was a simple plan. It might not be. We'll have the queens off instead. Let's see. Okay. Protect this guy for a moment. And a new plan. But what exactly? This pawn's not going anywhere just yet. I can exchange off the dark square bishop with bishop e5. I could have. It could be. This could be tricky. c2 might be a target. Play bishop b4 here. I've got c2 as a target. Can play bishop e4. Okay, isn't... Oh. Okay, there's a pin here with rook c2. I think that's pretty useful in this pin. It's an absolute pin. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Rook c2. Alright, thanks for the game, J Russell 2. Cap red. Hi. So we got an Alekhine's defense, and I do have an idea against it, which might be interesting. A line with Queen h5, but it's not in. I'm not able to invoke that line here. Okay. Wait, I'm gonna try and just hold the e5 point without a pin. I'll try and play simply. One game that I remember quite vividly is Nigel Short against Michael Hennigan, where White had a bind on the position, and it was played quite simply by Nigel Short, just a kind of strong bind, very strong bind on the position. It came from an Alekhine defense, so it was played in the British Championship. This is not exactly a bind position at the moment, but the idea, I think, to kind of keep the stranglehold on the e5 square, although I've just let knight f4 there. I'm wondering if bishop g5, bishop d5, knight f6. Okay, I can put the bishop on a2 against the a4, but I think my plan, okay, there might be bishop a6. I could swap off. Do I need the light square bishop? Bishop a6, bishop c4. I'm wondering. Yeah, I don't like the queen necessarily. Can it go to g5 h4? Maybe. I can try that. Queen g5 to h4. It will be a good position to try and attack. Okay, I can take off this knight, I think. But then knight f6, he's got his queen on f6. It's not quite working. I can play knight d6 to try and stop c4 for a moment. But bishop e5 might win the pawn. Knight takes e5, queen takes. Actually, I'm on this rook there. Oh, things have got very complicated. I think I'm going to take this. What's my objection to taking this? I'm hitting the rook, I'm hitting c5. Right, if I take bishop b7 traps the queen, does it not? And this is a tactic there. I can't see one. I'm wondering if I can just take it on c5. He steered me totally away from my kingside plans, that's for sure. I'm wondering if I've got loose pieces now. These two are loose. Okay, I won some material. I need to try and consolidate. Can I just take this guy off and simplify a bit with rook d1? That looks okay. Yeah, still simplify and still keep a hold on e5. Try and get the d file. My back row isn't totally vulnerable. I've got h2. My opponent's back row, maybe the check is dangerous. It's going to pin that bishop. I think I'm going to go for this check. Absolute pin. There's e6 threatening bishop d6. Sometimes, not here. Knight d4 protects c2. I'm going to go for this first, but there might be e6 and bishop d6 on the cards. Alright, further simplify then. Can I try and win another pawn? Try and win this a5. Try and keep my structure intact there, although I've just asked for bishop a3, haven't I? Bishop a3 takes b2. There's bishop f4 for the moment. No, there isn't. Bishop a3 maybe. Oh. I think much better would have been just to have taken on b3. That was a bit silly. Oh well. That was very silly. I could have just taken on b3. I didn't like the double pawns for a moment there. That was a silly decision, I think, in retrospect. But anyway, let's move on. 2 pawns up here. I've still got some work cut out. And if I further simplify, knight d3, g3, I'm not yet losing a pawn. If I get my king up, right, e6 threatens e7. The king can't use f8. That looks like a dangerous passed pawn. E7, king f7. Can we hold this pawn for a moment? King e2 to d3. Okay. Alright, I can hold my pawn with knight d4 and just blunder this one with knight e4 check. Okay, which wasn't... oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh god. Oh goodness. I don't know what to say now. Sorry. I can only apologise. I'm blundering. It's just not picked up on. It's just not picked up on. But anyway, yeah, I could have blundered. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I've been let off. Okay, 96 g4. Yes. I suspect I think this is what they say, like when you make heavy work of a game. I suspect it would have been a lot easier earlier after b3 to have taken on b3 and just win a5, and it would have been a much smoother ride than this one. But anyway, it's happened. Okay, I'm lucky to have this position. There's c6 coming up, I think, with c7 now. I don't know. The knights are always tricky in Blitz, forking things all the time. They just relentlessly do that. These knights, I don't know. Just relentless. They're relentless creatures of Blitz, I gotta say. But anyway, I think I'm actually winning this position now, quite clearly, because I'm queening.
Check.
Can I fluff it up from here? Can I stalemate? Maybe. Not yet. Okay, thanks for the game. Promise. Okay, let's play Smith-Morra gambit. And this is going to be super dull now. I need to try and prove some sort of gambit still exists here. Some sort of mayhem still exists. This line close is close to totally equalising for black, I've found recently. Maybe not like this. Although h3 is not threatening anything, I think you can just castle queenside. What if I did play queen b3 and castle queenside? Is that any good? If I try and castle queenside, or is that too scary? Probably too scary for my king, right? Given he's castled, go for it. Bishop f5 slices across my king. G4 to bishop f5. Hold on a sec. I might actually have accidentally stumbled on an important point here about getting the light square bishop. So queen a5, king b1. Okay, knight b5, does that do anything? Or d5? Okay, wanting the queens off the board. I'll accept that. I like the knight in front of the double pawns. Although I have got my isolated pawn here. I almost like my light square bishop. Knight b4 to d5. I'm going to try and take that away. Yes. I haven't got anything, have I? I've got nothing in this position. Oh dear. I don't think I've got anything here. Okay. But anyway, no. I wouldn't have thought I've got anything. But the knight is holding d4. Okay. See what I can do. What can I do? What can I do? Can I try and hit b6? If I took on d6, rook b3, king c7. If I be rook b3, there's knight a5. There's rook c8, knight b3. King here, knight takes. Rook b3 might be interesting. Hang on. As a bailout, knight a5, there's rook c3. But I think I might be interested in rook takes c8 or knight takes d6. Right, rook takes c8, knight takes b3. That might be interesting. If king takes, there's knight d6. If knight takes b3, isn't my rook active? Holding d4 just about. King c2, knight a5, b3, knight c6. Let's see. The knight also holds a3. If I stop knight c4, therefore, king c6, a4, weakening b4 there. I can't move my king. b4 here. He's provoking weaknesses. King d3, trying to hold the centre pawn. Knight g6. I can go for b7. If I go for b7 here, it's going for g2. I'll go for b7 with rook a7. There's king c6. Ooh. King c6, knight d6, king d6, rook b7. That's the only way to attack one of his pawns here. Oh, he's blundered. Knight takes d6.
Check.
Oh, thanks for the game, Kronos. Wise Barden, did we just have a game? Sorry, I'm just checking. Am I going crazy? No, we played Wise Barden. Benny wins. Benny wins. Hello. I'm not. Better not play knight c6. Try and make it interesting with a French defence. Is it going to be the exchange variation? Yes. Okay, I'm going to fianchetto. I was thinking it was c4. I don't mind that. I play it myself. Playing with bishop e6 here. Hoping for an isolated queen's pawn. Or some amazing gambit here. Queen b7, rook b8, can take, and get some piece activity. That was the theory. In practice, is on c6. If I take with the bishop instead, takes bishop c4. So takes I'm on bishop here, but he's on the knight there. Have I got anything in that position? Maybe knight f4, queen c6, king f7, d5. Knight d5, queen b7 is a problem, isn't it? Maybe I take, yeah. Queen c6, king f7, maybe. d5 looks scary. I can do this here. There's no bishop c4 here. Queen b7 I'm not so bothered about. Just castle or something. Queen e4, there's bishop e3. There's also to think about queen b7, rook b8, queen c7, rook b2. Is really okay. I've got him thinking. Can I, if I castled and I think I have reasonable. I think it's a reasonable position. It's this isolated queen's pawn would be, if I was playing white, I'd be concerned about it here. It's not. I don't think it's that great. I think I have lost games myself in this c4 line with this problem. D pawn, sometimes it becomes a problem. If I just castle, for a moment, just to avoid any unpleasant surprises with my king still in the centre. Now queen e4, there's always bishop e3, right? I'm wondering, I get the chance for rook b8, rook b2. Where does this bishop want to end up? If it ends up on e2 here, rook b8, b2, I'm on e2. Can't castle for a moment. I think this is probably very dangerous for white. I seem to have a nice active position here. Well, I thought I did. If I do this. Oh, it's bishop c4 almost. Oh, I'm nearly blundering my queen. That's great. I think if I can get away with rook, yeah, takes g5, g4 later. There's bishop c4 now. I'll get the queen a bit safer on e4. Bishop e3, rook b8, there's bishop c6. So I've gone into a self-pin here, remarkably. Are we losing material at this rate? I've lost material. Yes, managed to lose material. There's bishop c6. Oh, that's very unpleasant. It's a random move. I've just lost material. I was hoping for a lot more than this, and not to lose a piece like that. It's horrible. I didn't realise what a mess I can make there. Okay, it's bishop c6. Oh dear, rook b8. I don't know. Is this one material? Have we got queen g2? That's really, I didn't really anticipate that. Nope, did not anticipate this. Queen c7, queen b5. Hold on a sec. Let's check. Don't know what I can do here. Try and swindle this now. It's going to be difficult. And he has beaten me before as well, actually. I wouldn't pay attention to his rating I think it's done me over now. Try and stop the check. Actually, my best bet might be just to get the queens off to avoid being mated. Try and win on time. That's my best bet. Yeah, okay. Get stuff off. I don't know. Can I get this pawn in rook f7? Getting a bit passive. Go win a pawn. Is it worth keeping the bishop on? Probably worth keeping the bishop on for a bit of complexity. It's full swindle mode activated. Bishop a7. Bishop e6. It's going to lift that blockade. Knight e4 is looking nasty. Oh, Gould and Bennett. Oh man. Oh, there's d5. Okay.
Check. Check.
Try and... No idea.
Check.
I'm going to get mated in an embarrassing way.
Check.
Hang on, take that. I can only swindle on the clock here, if possible. Yeah, I just didn't see the tactics at all. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Draw. Yeah, it's a dangerous opponent. I think he should be like 1,000 points higher rated sometimes. I don't know what he's doing on that rating. Honestly, I have no idea what he's doing on that rating. Anyway, okay. Alright. Okay, h6 or taking on h6. This is already problematic. Oh, already problematic. Oh man. This is going to be bad, isn't it? Taking and taking and knight e5. Maybe not so bad now. D takes. Can I just disrupt central control? I'm finding a way to lose a piece all the time. Okay, or d5. That's a really unpleasant position. Oh, let's just do it. Maybe I've got some compensation here. I think he's just going to play for d5, winning a piece, right? Bishop takes, d5. And then what? Okay, I think he could have played that better. So queen takes, or knight takes. He's taking on b7. Much better than I'd hoped. Please, okay. Alright, this seems okay. This seems fine. Knight h5. Knight e. Okay, there's some tactics. Just c5. What about just c5 for a moment? Stabilize. F5 is weak. Knight d5, trying to lure the knight away from e2. It's knight d5 possible. Just queen b6 for a moment. Queen c1, queen b4, take for knight e2. So queen c3 for knight e2. Is a threat. Queen c3 for knight e2. Okay, knight e2 without the need.
Check.
For queen c3. Yeah, okay, thanks for the game blaster. Okay, Rocky Top. I don't think we played this week. I could check that. Bishop c4, pretty sure. Okay. Okay. I'm not going to get anything done. We're going to have another game on grovelling. We've had a few of these positions. I've been a bit grovelly against Rocky Top in the past few sessions from this position. In fact, this is becoming an interesting discussion. Okay, I'm not sure I always like the isolated queen spawn scenario here, which can result. So this tames my Morra gambit, taking me into this IQP territory to try and practice. Well, but he has hemmed in his c8 bishop. It's the bishop. He puts it there. He sometimes points at g2. Sometimes I have a very passive game, and I never seem to get any attacking chances. Let's see if I can throw anything into the ingredients this time around. Okay. Bishop b3, queen d3, bishop c2. He plays g6, I play bishop h6. He moves the rook. Maybe I can use the h-pawn. I've sometimes seen the h-pawn used in master games, in IQP situations. Just try and break the pawn chain here. In the meantime, he puts pressure on the diagonal, keeps the blockade. Okay, we have a game pattern. There is knight e4 here. I think I've been tempted by this before and it just didn't lead to anything. So for the moment I'm going to try and ignore that. I'm going to ignore the possibility of knight e4. I think it just... I want to at least try and create some dark square weaknesses. So bishop b3, bishop c2, g6, bishop h6, rook moves. Is he actually concerned even about knight e4 at any point here? Bishop b3 to c2. Got some cold coffee here. Kenko. Okay, alright. Well, I've got my plan laid out, but does he play b4 or something? He's going to prompt me to play knight e4. So g6, bishop h6. He's always got knight f4 as well. I don't think knight e4 again. I'm not sure it does that much. Might be mistaken. Maybe I can go into c5 actually. Instead of taking on f6. The thing is, he's got a rock solid blockade. If I ever leave c3, I'm not challenging this blockade square. On the other hand, he's threatening to weaken my d4. Can I just hold d4 for a moment? And then play for h4, h5. This is the ingredients I want to use. h4, h5, h, maybe even a rook sack later. I just want to break this pawn chain here, this triangle here. Break it down. I've got to factor in knight f4. Of course, he's played this like before. Knight f5. That's with tempo. It blunts the diagonal. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't factor this in usually. Queen d2, has he got knight g2? King g2. Alright, can I just about play queen d2? Was there knight g2 or knight h3? There's knight h3. King f1, knight g2. I'm not sure it's entirely... I hope it's not entirely terminal. Knight g2. Alright, is knight e4 actually potentially a threatening? Or bishop e4? And let's just neutralise this for a moment. If he did take, then knight e4 looks really dangerous, that fork. Alright, he's lifted that blockade anyway. Just renewing it there. So bishop g5. Trying to keep some pressure on d5, still trying to weaken the dark squares. I don't know. If I take this, because I'm fed up with this blockade, I'm just renewing it with a rook. Always renewing it with a rook blockade. Bishop d5, knight d5, rook d5. I cannot lift that blockade. Okay, and rook e2, there's knight f4. I wonder. Queen c2 for queen b3. Just aiming to queen d5 with that pin. Right, can I actually put pressure on d5 here or not? So knight d5, bishop d5. Everything's protected, isn't it? Alright, okay. Is there knight e5 in this position? Can take on g5, queen g5. No, his bishop would be hanging. If bishop e4, knight e4. Knight e5 seems tempting. I'm going to go for this. So bishop e4, knight e4. Got pressure on f6 now. On bishop g5, oh, it's queen. It's queen. Okay, I got the better of the blockades on this occasion. Syrian 77. I'll try a French defense. I hope it's going to be an exchange variation. We're going to go into a burn variation. I have a feeling he's beaten me before, this guy. I think this is another dangerous one. Underrated. I can verify that with p-stat. Oh, we'll not bother. Let's not bother. Queen c7 and hope for the best. Try and lock down b4. If I castle kingside, I'm asking for trouble. King h8, rook g8, or c5. Let's try and play for rook g8 for a moment. Let's try and get mated. F7 will drop. Is c5 possible? Bishop g2. Okay. I don't immediately see how I'm getting mated. It does look provocative, as though I'm asking to be mated. I don't like the f7 pressure for sure. Is there a knight sack? If I play c4, bishop d5, queen c6, just trying to use that d5 square. Is there time for this plan of queen c6? f5. There's always knight g5 threatening mate. I think there's time. I can try and sack the f7 pawn sometimes. So his f5 is pretty dangerous. Knight g5, knight f6, queen h6. How dangerous is that? Have I got rook g8 there? Don't like the general look of this. I'm taking f5, the knight f5, e7. Queen c6, I suppose, doesn't do anything. Oh, I'm going to try this. I'm not really convinced. Knight g5, knight f6. I'm not convinced. Oh, he's got knight f7, king g7. If queen h6. Alright, how does this work then? Probably get mated. Knight f7, king g7.
Check.
I'm attacking the queen. This might be good news, I don't know yet. Queen
Check.
Didn't say that. Queen h6, king f7.
Check.
Bishop d5,
Check.
knight d5.
Check.
Knight f6. Maybe the worst is over. I don't know if he might have misplayed this or this is winning. I don't know. With king safety. Queen e6. Is he winning a piece back? Just queen e6. I still have the knight. I need to defend this. Maybe there's bishop d8. Doubles rooks. Bishop d8. Trying to get. I don't trust this position. Takes. It's going to be winning a piece back or something, or not. I don't trust this position, but let's see.
Check.
Maybe I should. There's bishop g7 on queen h7.
Check.
Oh, he's going to be winning the rook on e8 with queen h5 check.
Check.
It's horrible. I thought I shouldn't trust the position. Hang on, I'm a bishop up though. It's not. If I'm a bishop up, should I be too depressed? Okay, if queen d6. Oh, perk up. Bishop up. Still, even after losing the rook. 1 minute 22. Very difficult to calculate and defend in Blitz sometimes. Takes. There's a check.
Check.
Take the king.
Check. Check. Check.
Oh, let's drop all my pawns for a laugh. He's got loads of pawns. Loads. He's got 6 million pawns.
Check.
Somehow I don't think I'm going to hold this at this rate. Get b3 to have a chance here. Right, new blockade. Keep the king around. Well, not really. It's not really keeping the king around, is it? Oh, the second wave onslaught was pretty bad. This guy's just a menace. I think he's beaten me before as well. He's an absolute menace. Okay, anyway. Yeah, I actually think I've lost him before as well. But okay, let's go on to an easier 3-minute auto pairing after that. Okay, might be easier. Strange start on the 3-minute auto pairing. A lot of pressure here. Has he got a good play? I think he might have a good play. Very good play for the exchange sack. Unfortunately, yeah, it's too good. It's too good to play for the exchange sack. But anyway. Yeah. Hitting the rook for a moment.
Check.
So knight takes, I'll take the rook. Yeah, okay. He's hitting things all the time.
Check.
I'm not able to win pawn back, am I? Dealt it now. King e4. Alright. My king over here.
Check.
I've lost far too many pawns for the exchange. That will lose the rook. Oh, I just lost so many. Okay. Oh, no, let's try and not lose b2. Okay. If I get my king to b5, this might be a chance. Get my king to b5.
Check.
Try and create an outside. Pass pawn is the only thing I've got here is this outside pass pawn possibility. Trying to avoid getting forked with the knight. Am I going to get any pass pawn potential? He's collected so many pawns. 3 pawns for the exchange. He's slow to a halt. He's lost connection. Lose the rook. To knight d4. Let's try and not lose the rook, if possible. a5, a6. There's 2 pawn islands.
Check.
Pawns look too dangerous. This is the story of tonight.
Check.
The pawns look too dangerous. But he's only got 20 seconds to finish me. Slow. Is it internet connection? I'm helped by his internet or something. don't think he's going to make it.
check, 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 check,
No, I can't do anything here, can I? Except for win on time. Can I win on time here?
check, check,
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, GM. 2186 GM. So you'd be in a game. Comfortable with that. I don't mind this line. Knight A4 on Bishop G4, I think. It stops Bishop G4 anyway. It stops Bishop G5. Play for Bishop E3. Okay. Does he play for D5? Maybe. D5. Just drop that back for a moment. Probably take this diagonal for a moment. A5 for Bishop B6. Take on D5. It's kind of blunted my... Oh, I think I have to stay on D5 and try and break my bishop out. Limited plans, huh? There's a rook to D6 plan. It does something with that bishop on A3. Might be able to double. Rook F6 for Queen G4 later. Okay, he's got the passed A pawn. Yeah, Knight C3 needs addressing. Is that F6? Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, but there is F6, isn't there? Alright, I'll play for F6. Protect G2. F6 is dangerous. G6, Queen G6. C4, Bishop E6. C5, at least I've got some pawns in that position to play with. When he stops C5, this diagonal, Bishop B1, Bishop G6. Play it anyway. I lose C4 here. H4, H5. Reserve plan. Don't want to allow back row mates with Queen B1. But H4, H5. Okay. Rook e4 to g4. Is that snuffed out? Can I take that? Or d7? Oh, he's blundered. Mouse step. I was a bit lucky there. Okay, it was getting pretty exciting. Sorry, there's probably a mouse step. Yeah, it's very easy to do mouse steps. These faster time controls. Okay, so King's engine. Oh, shield d6 with e4 for a moment. Is it too dangerous? It's kind of dangerous as it is. It's dangerous, this position. This pin I don't like. e4 I don't like. The only good thing is queen c2 rook e8. I'm holding the pawn for a moment. If he got more pressure on there, then e4 drops. Can I play knight f8, bishop f5? See if I can hold e4. Knight f8, bishop f5. Okay, I'll go for his king here. With queen h4. Try and play for queen h4. So takes, queen e4, queen h4. I'm hitting the queen. If you take with the knight, I think it's still dangerous for a 3-minute game. This might be dangerous anyway. I hope it's dangerous. I hope it's somewhat dangerous. Moderately dangerous. Got him thinking anyway. Hg, knight g4, queen e4, queen h4. Threatens mate on h2, threatens the queen. Let's have a look at this again. Knight takes g4, knight takes e4, queen h4. Well, he's not going for that stuff. In which case, let's go back. Mind you, you can just take that. I should have thought about that. Take on d6. Muppets. You can just take on d6 here. And mind you, rook d8. Knight b5, it's got that pin. So knight f5, queen a3. Okay, change of tact here, tactically. This is unpleasant. This is unpleasant, to say the least. So I am losing pawns, as usual. Protecting. He's going to play d5 at some point. Can't cause trouble here for him just yet. I've created a target there on a5. That maybe was not clever. King d8. I've still got no threat. So he just wants another pawn, I take it. I'm not doing anything here. That's great. So losing another pawn. Opposite colour bishops. It's going to get run over here now. Oh, is another pawn biting the dust? Is he going to sack the exchange? Yep. Right, he's got an armada of pawns here. B6. Oh, he's got rook f7 as well. I didn't mean to allow rook f7. That is taking things a bit far. Hitting the bishop, at least. Alright. Try and avoid getting...
Check.
Oh, d6, okay. Is his king in danger?
Check.
Apparently not. Oh, no. Okay, there's no checks, anything. No checks or anything.
Check.
Oh. It's mate.
Checkmate.
Sadistically played, yeah. I couldn't, I was just run over. I was run over, couldn't do anything there. There's pawns, so many pawns. I don't know if I could have put any more resistance. That was unfortunate, but it was dropping. I just couldn't see anything in this position with f7 dropping. Is that actually... Oh, hang on. I had rook g7. Oh. Yeah, maybe a bit longer. I could have held on a second or two with rook g7. Okay. Pretty standard French so far. And then rook c8, g5. Or maybe I should take, because bishop e3 is happening. Stop bishop e3 for a moment. Alright. I don't know about taking, but let's see in this position. I seem to have a reasonable position so far. Knight e7 to f5, maybe. Or not really. Actually, I'm not convinced. No. Maybe I want my king on a8 here, not on the king side. Rook c7, king to a8. Rook's the other one here. Play for like knight b4 after. So I'll just try and use the c file, I think. So king d8, king c8, king b8, rook c8. There's always c4. This is probably dangerous. c4, knight b4. Knight b4. Can I get away with this? I just don't want to castle over here, particularly. King b8, rook c8, knight b4 plan. He's going to take my nice knight, isn't he, away with bishop b5. I think he's fed up with that knight. It's a shame. I liked that knight. Oh boy. Okay. Position's okay so far. I think the c-file is quite pleasant. Clock advantage pleasant. c-file pleasant. There's rook c4. Pressure on the centre. Knight b5. Knight f5 protects d6. With tempo. Can't double rooks yet. Can I play rook d8 to c8? Or d4, d3? Maybe option to double rooks is nice. I don't think he's going to play g4. Too weakening. If I double rooks for a moment. Okay. It looks pleasant enough. Is there a possibility? Okay, so rook f4. Actually, I'm on f2 here. That looks very pleasant to be on g. Oh, he's protecting g3. Can I just take on f2? Am I getting hacked? a5, queen d4. Queen d4 seems okay. We can double rooks on the 7th, but his knight holds c2. Let's see, queen b5, queen f4. I've got rook c1 after that. Yeah, he's going in for this.
Check.
There's rook c1 here. Is that any good?
Check.
I think so. I think I'm mating him.
Check.
Because no, I'm not mating him. Oh, there. Oh, I've just given him a rook. I've just
Check.
given him a rook. What a
Check.
moron! Oh, what a moron! Ah. I thought he'd go to mate me. Right, maybe he's a bit panicky about this. I thought he was going in for the kill earlier. Uh-oh. Well, I'm the one with the pawns here. For a change. Do they all drop off? There's f3 if knight d6.
Check.
We've only got 2 seconds. What's the best practical thing to do here? I wonder. Probably try and
Time
like
warning.
this. Oh, that was friendly of him to give me that pawn. He could have just got the passed pawn. Alright, not a total disaster on the 3-minute auto pairing tonight. Colding. I've been challenged by colding. I thought I was mating. I was a total miscalculation. I didn't know I was losing the rook. I thought I was mating with that rook on f1 after taking its defensive rook off. King h2, queen f4, king g1, rook f1 mate was my optimistic calculation, not blundering an entire rook from a brilliant position. Okay. Anyway, is this happening? Okay, we're going to abort this. I'm going to go on to the again the 3-minute, just to keep things flowing. The 3-minute auto pairing. Oh, we've got another game against them. Is this the same guy we just played? Try and provoke light square weaknesses. This is an interesting variation of the French.
Check.
I haven't played before ever. I thought I'd try it. You can't take as a bishop h7. I'm releasing the centre. I don't want central responsibility for the centre. enemy's got knight f6 actually. This might not have been entirely clever.
Check.
I do have 3 pawns for the bishop here. Use the other one to keep f2 protected. If I can swing a rook in. Three pawns of the bishop. Not sure they're enough. I want to take without getting mated. Actually, that holds d1 anyway. Pick up another pawn here.
Check.
Can I? Not quite.
Check.
It's a bit defensive. I don't think I'm doing anything actually, apart from losing pawns here.
Check.
Looks pretty solid. Just losing pawns.
Check.
There's rook d1 for a moment. Goes back to hit f2. No key checks. No checks. No infiltration. Doesn't seem like it anyway. Rook e4 to f4. It was only 29 seconds as well. Yeah, let's check in h8. h8. Or worse than h8.
Check. Time warning.
Yeah, just a2.
Check.
Got the check as well. It's over.
Check.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Silly sack. Knight d7. Red Alekhine. Oh no. Okay. Red Alekhine. Let's play this challenge. 5 minutes each. Red Alekhine. Here, I tend to like this line if I can play h4, h5. H5, G4 even. If F6, Bishop C4, H5 looks dangerous, HG, Bishop C4. Does he sack a piece or something? I'm just going to make H5, HG, Bishop C4. Okay, I don't want the queens off. Bishop E3, Rook D1, Bishop G2 maybe. Okay, it's a bit more long-winded now. In fact, Knight D4 goes into F3 potentially. Queen F2, Knight F3. I can take... Alright, it's going to be more tricky. Rook D1, Knight D5 plan. You can play it Knight F3. I want to maybe take and then Rook D1. Queen moves Knight D5. Looks okay. I'm going to castle queenside here if it's made possible. Oh, crikey. I've got to keep hold of C2. Didn't see that one. Can I castle queenside? That would hold C2 and my king. Hold C2 and my king. If I castle queenside, should be good. Right. Can I take on G3 now? I take and then H5. He's got an attack. Can I try and get my attack moving before it's too late? Knight E3, HG. Threatens mate. Alright, can I play Bishop C4 here? Just keep the rooks holding each other. The last of the cold coffee. HG Queen H7 coming in. I hope. That's been the long-term thing. Bishop E5, Bishop C3 is looking a bit... Well, okay, he's on my queen here. Defend C4 as well with this, I hope. Bishop E5, okay, HG I'm on this. Bishop E6. Oh, it's got really complicated, this game. How did they get so complicated?
Check.
I thought this was going to be an easy hack attack. How wrong am I? Around this pawn.
Check.
Get my pass pawn over here, or not? He wins f6 in the meantime. I'm sorry, I just really mucked this. I thought I had a great attack earlier. I was really optimistic earlier. I usually do well from such positions.
Check. Check.
I don't go the distance. Gone the distance. This
Check.
ending.
Check.
Alright, I'm gonna sack the rook and have two connected pass pawns, I think.
Check. Check.
He went the distance. Okay. Let's play on the 3-minute auto pairing. Yes, I'm playing another Chigorin. I really need to stop this bad habit of playing the Chigorin. Unless I actually get a book from Amazon about the Chigorin. I think if I'm going to end up in this Chigorin, I might as well get books on the Chigorin if they exist. I mean, seriously, I mean, I don't know, this seems a bit of a passive position actually, but maybe it's vaguely playable. Okay, so knight d2 if the knight moves. I suppose it's not entirely terrible. f6, bishop h5, bishop f3, bishop, knight d2 plan, bishop, get the king off this diagonal. Probably a top priority, get the king off that diagonal. So let's see. Maybe this bishop f7, I mentioned this idea before. This bishop going to f7, trying to get onto the sort of pressure of the light squares. Is he going to win a5 or something? Yes. I don't mind. Go on, win a5. I'll try and attack over this side now. Okay, it does it in style. Although there is the fork there. Hang on. Knight takes, bishop takes, knight b3. Might be worth it. No. Bishop c7. He's winning so many pawns. I've got this. Oh, bishop c7. What am I thinking here? What am I thinking? Okay. No, I don't want this situation. He wins all these pawns. Okay, can I play c6 to avoid losing more pawns? It might be okay. Actually win this pawn with doubling rooks. Bishop c7 to b6, of course. Knight b5. Does that help in any way? No. This is not right. No. Okay. I've chosen death by pawns in a lot of games so far tonight. Okay. Anyway. Oh, there's knight d3. I'm at such a token exchange up here. He's just got complete control over the position, hasn't he? The only thing I've got is a clock advantage out of this, which is significant in 3-minute chess. But even so, it's quite a big clock advantage. I don't think I'm getting mated on this occasion. There's an IM that's challenged me, but it's a 5-minute game. We've only got 8 minutes left. I'm afraid I'm down to the last. Oh, sorry. I think sorry. I got to abort actually. Oh no, I've just realised I have to go a bit earlier today. We've got to stop here. Sorry, it's a 5-minute early thing. I'm stopping here now. I hope you enjoyed this week. My co-producer, we agreed a bit earlier. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this week and have a good weekend. But Sunday, remember Sunday, 8 PM UK time. I've got this match. I'm hoping to try and play reasonable stuff. I got to go now. Thanks, and see you on maybe Sunday or next Friday. Hope it was fun. All right then. Cheers then. Comments, questions, likes, appreciated on YouTube. Thanks very much.